Good morning, everybody. Kevin here from Watch This with Joe and Kevin. Very excited to be here for the season 4 finale of The Sopranos. Like with every season of The Sopranos, we have so many storylines and threads still kind of hanging out there. And when you get to a finale, which ones do we actually resolve? Which ones get picked up or left until next season? And with this show, sometimes which ones just kind of dissolve as the way reality works. Obviously, the one that's hung out for me this week is Johnny Sacks kind of turning on Carmine, because I was kind of trying to decide where he's coming from in that. Is it ambition that's there, or is he just genuinely concerned that Carmine is wrong? There were a couple of moments in the last episode where people reminded Johnny that the reason that you and Tony have this working relationship that isn't working out for us is that he really likes you. And I think that might have gotten to Johnny, like, hey, Tony's really your friend. And I think Johnny might have let that affect him, because Johnny seems to care more about relationships than maybe some of the other people we work with. You know, it's not always just business with Johnny. The idea of relationships seems important. And maybe he's valuing that relationship with Tony a little more now that people are saying that, because he's gone from trying to gas up Paulie into thinking that maybe Paulie's going to take a shot at Tony to kind of solve everything and calm everything down, to now, hey, Tony, maybe if we take out Carmine, all of these problems kind of go away. So he might be leaning into the fact that he's remembered that Tony and he are actually friends and actually like each other, much more closer than Carmine and Johnny are. Maybe. I was trying to decide whether or not there was any ambition there, because obviously if Carmine's gone, Johnny gets elevated. But I don't really feel like we've seen anything to indicate that this is a move where Johnny's looking out for him to improve his station or move up in the organization in New York. I didn't really see that. Maybe we'll in this episode or later, we'll see that moving forward. But from right now, I feel like he genuinely was being pretty earnest with Tony. This is all a mess. I feel like if Carmine's gone, a lot of this mess just goes away and we can have a better working relationship all the way around. I certainly feel like Tony took it that way after he got out of the car. He had some, expletives to put out there. But I guess we'll see moving forward what that looks like. I also want to see what, that means for Paulie's stance, because obviously Paulie's been undercutting Tony at every chance. He's been going behind Tony's back to Johnny specifically. So now that maybe Johnny and Tony's relationship's improving, does Johnny give up Paulie now that Paulie's decided to back off? Or does Paulie worry that Johnny might give him up simply because, we saw in the last episode when Paulie murders an old lady to steal her money, that Paulie kind of sucks. Like, that's a bad look for Paulie. But I expect some of this either now or in season 5 to really start ramping up or working towards this resolution. But then again, with this show, that stuff might not even come up in this episode. You never know. We'll go and get started here. We want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. Thank you, guys. I'd like to give a special thank you to all of our super patrons. AB, Actuarial Lurker, Balash Fuldez, Chris, Derek Peterson, MTC93, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Sudukunda Varapu, Torgeir Lingstad, Trey Contreras, WebPanda47, Natasha Norris, and welcome Yannick from Montreal. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We appreciate it. Love you, Canada. If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else that we've watched or we're currently watching, please check out a link in the description below our Patreon page. Every show, including The Sopranos, we're at least 4 episodes out on Patreon. If we're on YouTube, everything on Patreon, though, you're going to have to sync and watch along on your own source material. Due to copyright law, you're just going to see and hear us. Oh, this is a long episode. This one's an hour and 15 minutes. I don't think we've had a Sopranos episode that's gone much longer than an hour before. Interesting. I really do hope there are consequences for Paulie getting back in Tony's good graces by virtue of killing and robbing a senior citizen, an old lady, a friend of his mother's. I hate the idea of him getting away with that. Oh yeah, Carmel's really been going through it too. I really hope Furio's not gone forever.
You didn't have to come.
Yeah, let you drive yourself when you look this bad?
Oh, he's so sweet.
Yeah.
He's out.
Oh!
I'll talk to him. Get a sense.
Okay.
He really hung out there to make sure he didn't have to kill Christopher. Feds are there too. Yep.
Think we might be looking at viral syndrome. Maybe mono.
Oof.
How's your emotional level? Stress off the charts lately, like all of us?
Yes.
You know, it's amazing. I got a relative who's got a heroin problem. Now, the people that need drugs, all they can get is shit like Advil.
My God.
You get some sea air. We'll stop at bars. You won't have to cook.
Damn it. Yeah, I really want lobster.
Yeah.
Sally Mae calls, and your response to that is to go shopping?
It's a sale, John.
Man, everyone's struggling with money.
This fucking wallet is tied to the goddamn Esplanade. God damn it!
John?
This also might be why he wants Carmine gone with the Esplanade shut down.
Is that my father's truck? What the hell's going on?
Me to know, you to find out.
Oh, surprise. Okay, I just thought he was being a jerk.
Tony.
That's right. It's even got a name.
White caps.
As the kids get older, it gets harder to keep us all together, but this is a draw.
Okay, this is actually really thoughtful of him.
When we were piss poor, this was the biggest caviar wish we could come up with. Kind of reminds you of the Kennedy compound, don't it?
That is pretty amazing.
If you're offering cash, I thought you should at least see the place.
So it's not really for sale.
Yeah, well, Tony's evil. He can do whatever.
You're unable to come to a unanimous verdict in this case. Now, I know that you've been at it for a while.
It's the one guy. Is it just the one guy?
Apply the law and come back in here with a verdict.
Yeah, they got one guy. That sucks.
Hey, did somebody go through the order, make sure we got everything this time?
Just
What are you missing? Cause something will.
He'll be finished eating the rest of this shit by the time he gets back.
You have to go through the order while they're still here.
Yeah.
They left out part of the order.
Call him up. Just sit down and eat.
Hey, Jay, the reasonable one.
Just thinking of buying your mother a house down the shore.
Tony.
Unfucking believable.
Hey!
You're fined $3 for the F word.
I heard Dad say mother F when I was coming down the stairs.
He's fined too.
I'm kind of surprised her doctor didn't suggest. I mean, I guess kind of hinted at stress, but depression. You might need to talk to somebody about clinical depression here.
I know you. If you don't get the place, you'll sulk, and I'll be the wet blanket.
I'll sulk. I was sleeping.
If you want me to sign off, we probably wouldn't lose money.
That is a really weak endorsement, but it's an endorsement.
That place help you?
Oh, yeah. I found out about strengths I have I didn't even know I had.
He looks good. Yeah.
The only one I haven't exactly done is go around to all the people I fucked over while I was using it and apologize.
A long list.
Where's Carmine at?
No change whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass.
Fuck are you talking about?
I'm taking all the risk.
Fuck were you talking about last time? What would it take?
He's really desperate to get him out of the way.
All future construction projects. 60-40 in my favor.
That's reasonable, too, I feel like.
Johnny Sack's gonna go to war, Tom.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
But remember also how deeply hurt fucking Johnny felt over Carmine. Not backing him on those slurs against Ginny.
Yeah, that's true.
It shouldn't look like what it is. Home invasion, carjacking, fucking ingrown toenail.
Kudos to all the makeup work that they did on Christopher throughout the season. He looks so much healthier.
We've got serious problems. On the house. Sure.
That's Christopher just sitting out there with the shirt off.
I've got an overseas call. Well, think it over. You have Virginia's number.
What is this? A bit shady. She's almost in the same boat Tony was in a couple of seasons ago. Like emotionally.
Oh, Virginia. Sure, hi. We did?
All right.
That is pretty amazing.
God, it really is beautiful, isn't it?
First time I felt good signing papers.
Dad, blue crabs.
You'll inherit this.
Dad, what a thing to say.
I mean, it's true.
Anthony Soprano, you are full of surprises.
Okay, so this actually is making her feel better. This is working. This has been such a rough season for these two.
I'm sorry. I have a wrong number.
Is that Irina?
The handsome boy.
Who is this?
Yeah, that's weird.
Is your mother there?
Whoa.
Yes, it is.
I used to fuck your husband.
Oh, no.
Hello?
Is this because Tony beat up Ron in front of her? That was his name, right, Ron? The assemblyman. Well, never mind. I take back everything I said about everything getting better.
He's been sleeping with my cousin Svetlana. That's right.
Oh, God. This isn't necessarily cruel.
So if you can, imagine where you're on the pecking order.
Oh, my God.
She was also his mama's caregiver with the one leg. It's so absurd. Why would I make it up?
Never mind. I thought it might have been because Tony beat up her boyfriend, but this is just cruel to be cruel. Not that Tony doesn't deserve it to some extent, but does Carmela deserve that? Oh. Oh, that was a great shot. She's throwing his stuff out.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my God, this is bad. He's got a temper. He'll go through that door.
Calm. What's the matter? Calm, what did I do now, huh?
And you can't really feel bad for him. All of it's true.
Your mother told you what I said to your father about her psoriasis. I was just trying to be honest with her.
Oh, he thinks it's that.
The nurse who took care of your mother, who I liked, who I talked to on the telephone about your mother's
Yeah.
Why would the cousin make it up? Because she's jealous! Why? Let go of me!
This is bad. I hope Edie Falco won an Emmy for this season.
You've had quite a time on my watch. The preschool assistant,
Oh, this all goes all the way back.
the weightlifter.
I never stole from you.
Oh my God, are you sure?
Listen to yourself. You sound demented. But you want to hit me, Tony? Go ahead.
Don't hit her.
Just go away, please. I can't stand it anymore.
God.
You saw it that day on your night table. I found it and I put it there. I know you saw it.
That wasn't her.
What? That what?
Nothing.
You know what I don't understand, Tony? What does she have that I don't have?
That is always the question, isn't it? It's a really fair question.
With the cousin, and I will take a goddamn polygraph to that effect.
I want you to leave this house, Tony.
He did sleep with her once.
What about the kids?
Yeah, it's horrible. God help them.
Whoa. I don't think they're getting divorced, though.
Amina!
Yeah, I figured he'd go to her.
She's not there. Probably she hides on Brighton Beach. She blames you for Ronnie Zellman. You beat him with belt.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Jesus fucking Christ. FICA and federal
Yeah.
withholding.
Yeah, taxes.
Divorce is very hard for kids. After this, they don't trust. I'm child of divorce.
Me too.
What do you got, fucking ice in your veins?
I had ice in my veins on your uncle couch.
Most expensive piece of ass I ever had.
Right. I know what you are thinking.
It's not her fault. Yeah, now what do you do with this place? Oh, this is where he's gonna stay? Okay. Oh, I was like, what are you watching in the parking garage? Of course.
Says he isn't sure anymore he'd be a good father. After killing my dog.
That was pretty rough.
Because he says he wants to, help get him in recovery when he resurfaces.
I'm glad she's giving her something, even if it's not true.
Does Christopher know? You kidding me? He'd kill him. Not really. I mean, he'd be angry.
Yeah, careful with your words with this lady.
Thank you.
How does she get caught? Because she's gonna get caught. Yeah, I think this is weird too. It's not your house.
And the smell of the paint drove me out.
I'm sorry, I've been up to bed 3 times.
Yeah, I think she's,
Serious this time? Yeah.
But I gotta ask you to find the hotel until you officially take possession. Something happens to you, I'm liable.
Let me just, clean up a little.
Weird.
Well, the thing is, in light of it, I was going over it in the shower, and I realized that as much as I want this place,
Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't do it.
Just want to get my deposit back and I'll get out of your life.
Well, Tony, it's just not that clear to me how your marital situation negates the purchase.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
For my wife.
That is so sad.
Excuse me, honey.
Oh, no.
I don't want to be insensitive with what you've got on your plate, but we have a signed contract.
Oh, no.
Who knows what's going to happen, Tony? You and your wife could be back together in a month. Leaving AS here fucked in the ass.
Oh, no.
Oh, whatever. Look, what's the big deal? Why don't you just let me out of this thing, okay?
Oh, no.
I gotta take this. It was very nice to meet you. But I'm not buying your house.
Oh, no.
But that's a negotiation, which he knows full well.
You don't have any partners.
Thank you, Rabbi.
That's a bad idea.
Full joke and whatnot. You all feel it deeply. No matter what kind of acrimony's in the air.
Kind of curious how that kind of thing gets out.
I said 40, you said 5.5, which was ridiculous.
So was 40.
In the interest of putting this shit to bed, if that's what it's going to take, 15.
Ooh, another guy that barely saved his life. Maybe.
Healthy as a fucking rhino, this guy.
You stay that way, huh?
Okay. Do you have time to call off the hit? Sometimes it's always get so close.
Hi. Did you get any sleep?
A little, I think.
I take it she told the kids.
We had a lot of wonderful times as a family.
All predicated on bullshit.
Yeah.
It was because of Furio, wasn't it?
Oh. Oh, whoa.
I have never been unfaithful to your father.
Daddy was.
This is not something I want to talk about. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Good.
Jesus. How could you eat shit from him for all those years?
Because they were married. They had kids. I feel bad for everybody really except Tony.
I guess that's that, huh?
Things have a momentum of their own.
So no?
We're not on for Tuesday no more, right?
Wrong.
Really? That surprises me, that Tony was still gung-ho for it.
I put her shit out on the curb and let it rain on her.
No! You can't disrupt the kids. That shit traumatizes them for life.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Now I'm out in the streets? Oh, these fucking phones. We're better off years ago.
I agree.
If you want to make me an offer.
No, I think I'll buy the house. My family has parties. You must think I'm a fucking thug.
Just be forewarned. You're not getting your deposit back.
Oh, God.
I said get out.
Make me.
I have an appointment with a lawyer, Tony. I will get a restraining order.
Yeah, she can.
Here's my phone.
Fine, stay.
Come here.
God.
I don't love you anymore. I don't want you. You are not sleeping in my bed, Tony. The thought of it now makes me sick.
God.
Jesus Christ almighty, I'm going fucking crazy.
Honestly, I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten violent with her at all. I mean, I know he's gotten close, but he's shoving her and everything, but I mean, like, really, like, violent with her.
What time is it? You just getting home?
Oh, we were studying.
Liar.
I'm gonna be right out here. And I want you to be extra respectful of your mother. She's going through a hard time right now.
Did she say something?
I'm just saying.
Was he, like, moving out to the lawn? Or a garage, something like that, some situation. That's a nice touch. I can't tell if he's in, like, a exterior building or if this is a like pool house or something, or if this is he's just downstairs in his own house.
If you're in a Thanks, by the way, for drinking wine in front of me. Hello?
Call it off.
Oh, really? I feel like by seeing this conversation, things aren't going well here.
Don't forget to call us.
Like we said, you're gonna keep this quiet.
I got the mouth on the statue.
Word. See you around.
Why that went way? Why did we seeing this scene that went way too smoothly? Something's going wrong with that.
Just freshening up. Don't say jack shit to Kaisha about this. Or she be haunting my ass for that child support.
Okay, well, that's one way to keep it quiet. Christopher. Was Tony kind of hinting at that when he's like, you know, be sure that this stays quiet? My God, this would be so upsetting if I was her.
Fuck you.
It's gonna cost you $3.
God, stop poking her.
Whose idea was Whitecaps?
Just a bigger version of an emerald ring.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to hell when I die. Nice thing to say to a person heading into an MRI.
Man, they're just bringing up all the old stuff to hurt each other, aren't they?
You know, Tony, I've always been sorry I said that.
Okay. This is nice of her.
Camilla, who the fuck did you think I was when you married me, huh? You knew my father. You grew up around Dickie Moltisanti and your Uncle Eddie.
Oh, my God.
You and I both know that the other boyfriend you were debating marrying was Jerry Toofy with his father's snowplow business.
Oh, no, this is getting bad.
What you really crave is a little Hyundai and a simple gold heart on a chain.
You were so fucking hateful.
Yeah, but he's not terribly wrong about this. It's complicated.
The last year, I have been dreaming and fantasizing and in love with Furio.
God, I can't believe she's doing this.
And I felt probably like someone who is terminally ill, and somehow they managed to forget it for a minute.
Good. You know, you asked me the other day what Irene's cousin has that you don't have. And I thought about it because it's a pretty good fucking question.
I thought so, too.
Free to sit back for 20 fucking years and fiddle with the air conditioning and fucking bitch and complain and fucking bitch.
Wow.
Well, Tony, what about the 1,000 other fucking pigs you had your dick in over the years? The strippers, the cocktail waitresses. You fucking hypocrite.
Yeah. I think you're both hypocrites. Tony more so than her, but I think she's a bit of a hypocrite in that he's not wrong that she's definitely enjoyed the stuff and the money and really wanted... I mean, that's been a running theme for the whole show.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, yeah, Melfi. Tony definitely needs therapy.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, this is a good camera work they're coming around Tony on this one. Yep. The old star 69.
The number you are calling was blocked and cannot be called back using your last call return service.
I didn't even know that was an option.
As much as I'd like to, this jury's been at it a long time. I don't see where 1 or 2 more days is going to change anything. Bring in the jury.
It was one dirty juror. Or scared juror, really is more fair.
You may be excused.
That was way too easy.
Stay in touch. Call me when your grandson is born.
I wouldn't want to think of you on that day.
Yeah. Everyone knows what you did.
She goes through a lot of trouble to cook those meals.
Well, I didn't ask her to. And it's not fair. Why do I have to get stuck with her?
Hey. Go buy her one of those CDs she likes and some flowers. Tell her you're sorry. But you try to be more considerate.
Wow, Janice really hooked him. Poor Bobby.
See if Murph left the envelope under the flagstone.
He wouldn't have been around today. I'll go look later.
Do it now. Is that asking so much? Just went through the trial of my life.
I don't think Junior's down with this relationship. That makes all of us. It is, how do they mess with this guy now? Oh, the speakers! Oh, I should have seen this coming.
2 wonderful friends, 2 Allen's shark fin soup, and 2 a wonderful day.
Shark fin soup, I hope you go to hell.
The Sands Hotel proudly presents the star of our show, direct from the bar, Dean Martin.
Drink to me only.
It's a good sound system.
Sorry, I was interviewing divorce lawyers.
Ah, that's what I always ask myself. Is it worth it financially?
By and large, they sit still for a shit. So people get ripped off. They figure it's not them. But if it's the fucking OK Corral out there.
I agree.
And I take orders from him again? You're that disgusting fucking cocksucker idiot son of his!
Yeah, this is bad.
I will never, ever reveal any conversation we ever had.
The thing is, we had those conversations. Your mouth was moving along with...
Oh, so he...
John, I still consider you a dear, dear friend.
What's going to come out of John's mouth now? That's what I've been waiting for.
They're actually moored about 2.5 centimeters away from the fire. So they're finally making a little bit of an impact with their buckets.
Just stop by to pick up a few things.
Fine.
This is untenable. I can't believe they're just doing this. Unless she softens somehow.
Because I wanted to stay in there with you? I won't ask. I just got pissed off.
He asked to live with you?
Yes, it's not your fault. Yeah, it's really important here.
You should go back to counseling.
I agree.
We will go and visit. It'll be better. You'll see.
Well, you guys could still get back together, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
I really hope the kids don't spiral on this. They both seem to be doing so well. Or better.
God, is there nothing to eat in this house?
Oh, is she going to feel guilty? She shouldn't. Just give him his money back, man. It's not worth this. Surprised they're not still playing the music, honestly.
Well, I don't drink anymore.
That's good timing.
He says you're not drunk if you can lay on the floor without holding on.
Fucking gangster asshole!
Dude, your wife's going to move out if you don't just give the money back and get it into this.
You gotta let it go, Alan!
Yeah, Alan, you're not going to win this one. Plus, he can probably escalate this. Harassment is what Tony does. That was, as I've she's come to expect from the show, not at all what I anticipated they were going to deal with in the show. And it makes sense in retrospect, right? The build to the complete disillusionment of Carmela and Tony has been coming. This isn't like a surprise that we've gotten to this point. How we got here was a surprise, obviously. Irina kind of setting off that bomb. I'm curious if Tony's just going to let that go or if that's going to be a thing. I mean, his immediate impulse was to go after her. I don't know if he still is planning on it. I hope not. It was a gutsy choice to call Carmela. I obviously don't like the choice. And that's not to say I think Tony should have continued to get away with what he was doing, but the person, there were 4 people that really got blown up, and you say, well, that's fine. He shouldn't have cheated if he was worried about his whole family getting blown up, and that's completely true. But at the same time, it was a petty act of revenge to do it. She didn't call Carmela because can't stand the morality of Carmela, living with a cheater and a liar, and the kids living with a cheating and a lying father. This didn't come from a place of guilt or concern. It came from pettiness and destruction. It was hurtful, and the way she told her on the phone was hurtful. So I don't give Irina any credit at all for what she did there. I think Tony, and you knew it was going to happen, right? This is great writing in this episode, in that when they started fighting, all of a sudden when the dam broke, everyone started using old stuff, right? Carmela brought up old things, old women from Tony. Tony brought up the MRI thing and the stealing money thing, and all the stuff that's kind of been building up behind the dam that they couldn't really, like it was mutually assured destruction if it came out. Well, now that we're at mutually assured destruction, it's all coming out. Really, really well done. And this was the best acting I've ever seen Edie Falco do in anything ever. She was utterly fantastic in this episode. Like I said, hope she got herself an Emmy out of the deal. Probably didn't, because I think this is when Allison Janney was winning all the Emmys for The West Wing. But still, great work on the part of Edie Falco. I expected the Carmine stuff to get resolved a lot differently than it did. I expected this to be a violent episode. It seemed like we were heading to a lot of violent ends on a lot of storylines, and the only violence was the really was the two guys, the two hitmen that Christopher hired getting killed. Other than that, this was not a finale I expected at all. It really was kind of an interpersonal dynamics one where characters got into like verbal conflicts with each other that were pretty pronounced, and now I don't know what to expect going into season 5. I don't think at all that Tony and Carmela are getting divorced. I see them staying together. I think it may be a long road back, but I don't see them actually going through with it. Maybe, maybe it's wishful thinking on my part, but I feel like there are very real roadblocks for Carmela, like ethically, psychologically, mentally, to really leaving Tony. And some of them are her fault, and some of them aren't. I think they're codependent. They've been together for 20 years. Tony effectively kept Carmela from doing anything that gave her any type of real independence, even though she tried, like with the real estate thing, to where I don't know what independence for Carmela would really look like, especially since she hasn't had it for, generally her entire adult life. So I don't know how that looks. I know that the going through with the divorce while she's feeling it right now, understandably. There are religious implications that she's brought up before, and I don't want to completely let her off the hook. Tony's not wrong when he said you smiled and took all of the stuff and kept asking for more money and more security and more investment and more savings and more money put away for you and the kids. Like, he's not wrong. Carmela's the one that brought up, she's right, the house, the Whitecap's house was just another version of a really expensive ring. But you know what? Those really expensive rings and those really expensive fur coats worked before, and they worked for a long time. Maybe they don't work in the future. Maybe they don't work anymore. She certainly doesn't seem to care about the beach house by the end of the episode, which apparently is going to be gone. But it worked for a long time. And I'm not so sure that those kind of gestures won't work in the future. There is an awful lot of financial security, and you can't really blame her for that. There's nothing wrong with being a parent of children and wanting financial security in your life. That does not make her a bad person, but it is a complicating factor for her leaving Tony. Would she have the same kind of financial security? Maybe. I guess that's all up to Tony. The guy who is the one poaching all the lawyers up front and can put a lot of pressure on anybody to say or do anything. These are guys that just got a mistrial declared for Junior, who was clearly and demonstrably guilty. Certainly they can hose Carmela over in a divorce settlement. But again, I don't think it comes to that, and I think all of these are factors that might weigh into that. I think the simple fact that, there may be a situation where a lawyer talks to Carmela or Carmela talks to the lawyer and the lawyer reveals Tony can kind of do whatever he wants to you. There's really not a whole lot of say you have in anything. This isn't a normal guy in a normal divorce. This is a mob boss who's awfully connected and has very powerful and influential friends. There is nothing to say that you're walking out of this with anything resembling the kind of security you've had before. And I think she does have to take that into account, not just for herself, but for her kids. I really kind of pity her. She's in that situation. And I really hope Tony doesn't do anything to go after Furio, because, as Carmela pointed out to Meadow, she never had an affair. She was never unfaithful, which means neither did Furio. But I don't know the extent to which Tony is going to be the adult that can let that go. I do think he's going to go back into therapy. It looked like he was about ready to broach it in this episode. So there's a lot that's going to happen. I'm not going to make any predictions for the season 5 premiere because I've never been right on what was going to happen in the premiere of these episodes, and I don't expect to be right now. They could handle any number of things, including ones we haven't even thought up yet in the premiere of season 5. But I very much look forward to it. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I will catch you then.